Hello again, this is an Astro up to level 50 guide. This is Shadowbringers 5.2. For the Glamour set, we have the Moonlit Moglobe, the Endless Summer Glasses, Far Eastern Maiden's Tunic, the Tantalus Cuffs and Tantalus Breeches, and the Far Eastern Maiden's Boots. For the accessories, you can find them in the description as well as links to the rest. Disclaimer warning, spells, abilities, and or traits will not be shown due to progression and or reasons. With that out of the way, you will be able to see them in a dungeon example. Welcome to a Shadowbringers Skill Spotlight. At level 42, we get Expected Helios, restores own HP and the HP of all nearby party members, cure potency of 200. In Diurnal Sect, you're going to do a regen, a half potency of 100, duration of 15 seconds. It has a cast time and a global cooldown. Expected Helios has the same area of effect as Helios, but it has a higher priority list. In other words, before tossing your Helios, make sure your Expected Helios is already on the field. At level 45, we get Gravity, deals magic damage with a potency of 140 to target and all enemies nearby it. It is a cast time with a global cooldown. Mind you, this actually hits pretty small, so try to hit the target that is in the center of the pile. At level 46, we get Combust Mastery, upgrades your Combust to Combust 2. In a Combust upgrade, a Combust 2 deals magic damage over time, potency of 50, duration of 30 seconds. It is instant cast with a global cooldown, and it's a bit fancier animation and more potency. At level 50, we get Nocturnal Sect, adds a damage nullifying barrier to certain actions, also increases MP cost of expected benefit, cannot be used, and shares a recast timer with a Diurnal Sect. Effect cannot be removed while in combat, and effect ends upon reuse. It is instant cast with a 5-second off global. So now that we have both Diurnal and a Nocturnal Sect, we're going to talk about form priorities while you're in a raid encounter with multiple healers. Swap to Diurnal Sect if you have a Scholar, and swap to Nocturnal Sect if you have a White Mage. On rare occasions where you have two Astrologians, you're going to basically figure out who's doing who's going to do regen and who's going to be shielding, because they do not stack. In a level 50, we also get Synastry, among other things. Synastry itself is pretty simple. It generates a etheric bond with your target party member each time you cast a single target healing spell. It has to be a spell, cannot be an ability, because you have plenty of those, onto yourself or a party member. The member itself with whom you have the bond will also restore HP equaling 40% of the original spell. Remember, it's a spell. Duration of 20 seconds. It is instant cast with 120 second off global. Now, as you can see in my chocobo here, you're going to see a green number right around my chocobo. It's going to basically fall and indicate the Synastry healing. So we pop our Synastry on our party member. You cannot use this on yourself, so we're going to heal ourselves. As you can see, the little green number right next to my chocobo is the 40% that he gains while I have the Synastry on him. So we can use this. It's basically an extra 40% heal. So as you can see that number down there. For Lord of Crowns, it increases damage dealt by party member or self by 8% if target is melee, DPS, or tank, or 4% for all other rolls, duration of 15 seconds. And for the Lady of Crowns, it increases damage dealt by party member and or self by 8% if target is ranged DPS or healer, or 4% for all other rolls, duration of 15 seconds. So for the Minor Arcana, it sits basically just like any other hotkey that you would set on your HUD. Let's go ahead and press our draw. We're going to get a card. So we have the Spire. It is used for ranged. Instead of using the Spire itself, we're going to use the Minor Arcana, which already shows the Lady of Crowns. We're going to use that on ourselves. It's going to last 15 seconds, and it's going to give us, since we are ranged, an 8% damage buff. If it's pretty much anybody else that's not ranged or a healer, it's going to give them 4% instead. And that's it, nothing more. At a level 50, we also get Divination. Increases damage dealt by self and nearby party members, duration of 15 seconds. It is instant cast with 120 second off global. Can only be executed up to obtaining 3 seals of Arcana, but playing at least 3 Arcanum. Effectiveness is determined by the number of different types of seals, and that's the key word. Different types in play, so you have to be in combat. So here's the effectiveness of this ability. You have to be in combat as the healer playing the card, and the target that you're going to use the card on has to be in combat to get the seal. Up until now, we've been using the cards out of combat, in combat. It doesn't really matter because we didn't have the prerequisite of actually obtaining the seals, but now it actually is part of it. You and the target have to both be in combat, otherwise you won't get a seal. So one different type of seal gives you 4%, two different types of seals gives you 5%, and 3 gives you 6. So what that means is we're going to draw for a card here. You see this little sun image right above the bowl card itself? We're going to get into combat, but before that, let me actually just toss it on its own. So typically this would give me a little buff to ranged, but as you notice, I didn't get that sun sigil. Here's another sun. Let me get into combat. Now let's play the actual card. So I should get a sun, as you can see there. Let's roll for another card. So now we have a crescent moon. Let's go ahead and play the crescent moon. Mind you, you need 3 sigils. You need 3 seals in order to actually have divination available. So let's go ahead and roll my last card. Oh, luck just hit me really good. I would have actually had to redraw. That's where the redraw mechanic actually becomes existent, honestly. A keyword on that, existent. Sun, crescent moon, and full moon. Now our divination is available. We can go ahead and pop it. Since we have 3 different types of seals, we're going to get that 6% bonus. It's about the range as your Helios or your expected Helios. So we're going to pop the divination. We have 15 seconds of a 6% damage boost. It pretty much gives a damage boost to every one of your party members that are within range. You don't actually have to have 3 different types of seals every single time. Just make sure you toss it and you put it on cooldown as soon as possible. So for your rotation, we're going to go through the off-global priorities. So the first thing is your spells, your normal cast spells, things like Gravity, Helios, anything that has a cast timer, a 1.96 cast timer on that, a 1.47 cast timer. Right after the spell goes off, you have enough time to cast 1 off-global. We have a 1.47 second cast timer and a 2.45 second recast. So basically 2.45 minus 1.47 gives us roughly a second to cast an off-global. If we were to use the expected benefic, however, it is instant cast. In other words, it has no cast time, but we have to wait the full 2.45 seconds. Anytime you use these guys, you can go ahead and use something like Lucid Dreaming along with Lightspeed. You have enough time to toss 2 off globals while you use those instant cast spells. Alright, so we're going to talk about probably the most important aspect of Nocturnal Sect, and of course Diurnal Sect follows in. So Nocturnal Sect is by far the more potent version, but it costs a lot more mana, and it is a bit difficult to manage because of course the mana is going to drain much quicker. So if you haven't noticed, the expected benefit under Nocturnal is 900 potency, as to the Diurnal version is 500. That 400 potency might not seem like a big difference right now, but it is a huge aspect when you're going down the line. The expected Helios pretty much stays the same though. Now, if you are in the Nocturnal Sect and you're the only healer going through a dungeon or a raid encounter, highly effectively used to go into Nocturnal Sect, apply a shield to everyone, and then swap to Diurnal Sect. Diurnal Sect is much more mana efficient in terms of healing, and of course the shield will just stay there prolonged until the fight basically begins. Apply a shield to the tank, swap to Diurnal Sect, and as soon as the tank pulls aggro, apply that regen. That's the first tip I can give you guys. Quick tip with your Nocturnal Sect is whether you're using expected Helios or expected Benefic, make sure you're in Nocturnal Sect, of course, the numbers value goes in higher priority. So we're going to do a shield here, 8364. Notice that the timer is ticking on this shield. If I apply another expected Benefic or a expected Helios in the Nocturnal Sect, if the number that shields me is higher, this actual timer will reset. Let's go ahead and toss that. So this number is 8517. Then the timer reset. Let's try to see if I can get an even higher number. So a crit is definitely hard to overcome. Of course, the number reset and the timer as well. Let's try to get a higher number than that. Another reset. And now here comes the realization of things. Unless you get a higher number than the one you just used, this timer will not reset. It reset there, 13,693. As you can see, doubt I can get anything higher than that, though. Nope. So Lightspeed is not just used for spamming out Gravity or spamming out Malefic or whatever version of Malefic you have. This is also used for tossing out multiple Ascends. It's very situational. You may even completely forget about it. You may have tossed it in the opener and you're like, uh-oh, you know, I don't have it anymore. As a Lightspeed basically cuts the Ascend's cast time to roughly 5.5 seconds. This time you can toss 2 Ascends and then you can swift cast and toss a 3rd Ascend. So basically tossing 3 Ascends in less than 15 seconds. It cuts the timer, but it also cuts the mana cost by 50%. So now that we have Gravity, we have a way to do damage to multiple targets. We don't necessarily need to toss dots. Dots is basically if you have more than 3 targets, just go ahead and toss your Gravity. That's pretty straightforward how it is. The cast timer, the 1.47 seconds, if you can use that, completely ignore your dots. That's basically how it is. So if you're on the go, toss your dots. They are instant cast. Toss your off globals in between your instant cast. As soon as you become stationary, as soon as the tank conquers down, forget dots and just spam that Gravity until you're down to 1 target. So why would I tell you all of this stuff now? Because as with all level 50 guides, this is where you will be coming back to kind of freshen up of what, you know, the job is more specifically tailored around. Just like I did with Monk, just like I'll pretty much do with every other job. Level 50 is quintessentially your hub to come back to and re-experience the things that you will probably get lost on if you haven't played the job in a while. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so this is going to be an Astrologian up to level 50 guide. This is Dungeon Example. As far as I'm concerned, the video is over. I'm pretty tired. I just want to relax. I just ate a lot of meat, so I'm tuckered out. Everything you need to know about Astrologian is pretty much set and forward in stone, basically set up for you. I forgot to set up my Nocturnal shield, but I guess I'll do that after this. So I'm already hunkered down. Let's go ahead and put a regen on the tank. Nope. Set that up. Start playing my cards. Start spamming the Gravity. Get my card out again. That's over and done with. Let's swap to Nocturnal. Give my tank a shield. Looks like a pretty good shield. Let's move on. Remember, you can reset the shield as long as the next one is of higher value. So while you're on the go ahead and toss your dots. You can reset the dots. You can set a regen on the tank. You can do your shuffle while you're on the go. I'm going to apply this on myself, get another card. That's Sun, so let's shuffle that again. We got a full moon this time. Let's reapply the dot, put this on the Dragoon. Start setting out for my stuff as needed. Everybody's set up. I'm looking at the regen timer. Let's go ahead and do Divination. Let me toss Synastry on the tank just in case. Well, everything's dead, so I may as well. It's a bit difficult to explain when I'm doing this stuff, and also commentary. I'm pretty slow when it comes to doing multiple things at once. But as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. The setup is what makes this job very efficient. Let's go and get our card. We got a Sun. So boss fight, roll the boss fight music. Waiting for the Dragoon to get in combat. There he is. The Dancer is a bit too far. Dancer's not available, so we're going to use it on ourselves. I believe we have to focus the tentacles. Blind doesn't really affect us too much. I'm going to toss my Lightspeed right after a spell with a cast time. So I'm watching for off globals. Let's use this on the tank. Use this on the Dragoon. Okay. We're looking around. Toss my instant cast, no off globals, so cast again. I use my instant cast on the tank. Always look around. Always look around. Okay, there's a dreaming. Cast, shuffle. Cast. Set up a play. Instant cast, look for off globals, nothing. Instant cast if I can get it. No, we're gonna cast on the boss. Move a little bit, cast on a boss, move a little bit. Instant cast the tank, look for off globals, nothing. We have all three of our sigils or signs. Let's go ahead and do my card. No divination, so let's go ahead and use it on the Dragoon. My minor arcana. Instant cast, look for off globals. Nothing. Instant cast, look for off globals on the tank. Did a reset? Yes, it was a bigger number. Okay, I'm gonna do my divination here. I did not hit the bard or the dancer, but oh well. We have one of the DPS. I'm gonna look around and see if I should be doing tentacles. Cast that on the dancer. Lucid dreaming. Let's do instant cast on the tank. And that's pretty good. So this has been a Dancer up to level 50. Not Dancer, Astrologian up to level 50 guide. See you guys next time. Hello world, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe here. You can also donate if you're interested in supporting the channel. There's some more content for you to watch on the right side. If you're interested in joining my FC, the Tempest Talons, the info is in the top left. I'm mostly taking invites from my YouTube channel subs. And as always, y'all take care and good luck out there.